the pleasantries. We ain't gonna do all that today. We can get right to it.
Let's
All right.
go.
Hey, fuck it. All right. Drake, Pusha T. I'm gonna let you lead off first. Give us a little bit of backstory. We're gonna break down song by song, lyric by lyric, and we're gonna talk about exactly what we heard, what we see, what we think is gonna happen next. I'm gonna start off. I know you're a big time Pusha fan as I am. I'm also a big time Drake fan as well too, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing right now. Jair, the floor is yours.
In the sense of full disclosure, I am not a Drake fan.
Okay,
I'm a big
you're going on
critic.
record saying that.
Let me start with that right off the rip, and we'll get into why that is a little later. But we've been living under a rock through Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody had a good time.
Yeah, great cookouts. Enough of the
Put,
pleasantries, man. Get into it.
hey man, Southern hospitality.
Okay,
We need
okay, I'll
some
give you
love
that
and
one.
all this hatred. Push dropped Thursday night, Friday, produced by Kanye West. 7
Hey,
songs. It only went just over 19 minutes, I believe. They didn't even hit the 20-minute mark. A lot of people think it's the album of the year. Drake,
okay, okay.
in response, a little early for that one. We'll see how it ages. Drake, in response, despite people like me who didn't think he would respond, dropped a diss record. I want to say the very next day at about 4 o'clock. Really not prime time slot. So that was interesting.
Hey,
There was
anytime
some
Drake
mechanics of
drop,
that.
it's always a prime time slot.
It is, but even so,
It could be Mother's Day at noon while you at church. You know, getting ready to get your mom some fried chicken at your grandma's house. It don't matter. Drake is always prime time.
moving forward, as time progressed through the weekend, and many people becoming impatient, Pusha T dropped yesterday after the middle schoolers got out for all the Drake stands. His diss record in response.
Okay, okay. Let's take it back for a second. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to Daytona. Let's do just a little preview. I'm just gonna ask you how you feel about it. How you feel about the record itself, and how you feel about the length of it.
The project.
Yes.
Of course, I would want more, which is actually a compliment to say that. Having said that, I love it. I love the shortness of it. It's so intense. You can't. I don't know how you can sustain that intensity throughout.
Yeah, I'm still breaking it down, but overall reactions of it, I'm in love with the album. I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of his work. The track Infrared. Okay, so Drake and Pusha T have been dissing each other for a while now. There's nothing new. You can go as far back as Lil Wayne and Push getting each other about bathing apes back in like '08. This is a beef that's going on for a very long time. Drake's Cash Money, Young Money. He pops on, takes the beef for the team. Good soldier. Like you're supposed to do right out for your people. So let's fast forward this thing up. Remember that track, Two Birds, One Stone, that Drake had, where he essentially called out Pusha T's whole life, manhood,
Yep. Yep.
drug dealing, all that shit right there. So that has to be stated as well too. Another thing that has to be stated also has nothing to do with Pusha T. Let's do with Drake. Remember when Drake called out Kid Cudi, said he had mental health issues?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, all right. Remember that. That's a plug. I'm coming back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go and talk my man Push real quick. Push on Infrared. Essentially talking about making fun of Drake with the checks from Baby, Quentin Miller, that being brought back up, all this shit we've heard before. So Drake's like, all right, fuck it. So I'm gonna go right into Duppy. Duppy was hard, man. Original beat. I mean, boy, one. I think it was boy. Was it Boy Wonder? I think that made the beat. I didn't look it up real quick. I'm a huge fan of that track, and like you said, it came like the same time they told Drake with that Duppy track. Beautiful, man, beautiful track. I definitely liked it. A lot of people said it had some quotables on there. Me personally, I thought it was just straight bars. And this one thing I want to say about Drake with his bars, man, when it comes to this beef, is that Drake's gave you some great tracks when it comes to bars. The 5 a.m. in Toronto's, the 4 p.m. in Calabasas, Tuscan Leather. I mean, it goes. It's that whole CD. Nothing was the same. Was full of dope lyrical content. If you ask me. Um, can he go bar for bar with Push before we actually get into breaking down Duppy? Because I want to go with that one first before we go to Adonis or Adidon. Can Drake go bar for bar?
Not in this kind of a fight.
What does that
Uh,
mean?
and Drake isn't somebody with clever double, triple entendre wordplay. He's pretty good at throwing away one-liners. He's good at it. We saw
Hmm.
that on Back to Back.
Yeah.
Let your girl tour or right. A very clever one-liner that garnishes a lot of attention. He's good at that. There's no doubt in that. But in a diss fight, when you got the double and triple entendres and wordplay, when you need to change cadences, when the skill of being an MC comes back into play at its most. I don't.
Do you feel that Drake? Do you feel that Drake is an MC?
He should be.
He should be, but is he?
Not since nothing was the same.
And that's what I'm saying too, right there. I'm glad you brought that up. It kind of goes with my point as well. Nothing was the same. That Drake right there was a different Drake from Views or More Life, or even the Drake you have now, which is more of like a commercial lane Drake. It's not like that gritty, you know. Even though even Duppy did have kind of like that feel to it, but it wasn't like 5 a.m. Toronto. Is anybody thinking that Drake's walking through the door? Honestly, does anybody think that Drake is ready to go right now? I think you have a different kind of Drake right now. He's in like a different lane. Like it's kind of like a LeBron thing with Drake. Like he's trying to chase more so like a GOAT status. Like him and Jay had them bars going back and forth and whatnot about business, higher end hip hop shit or even shit outside of hip hop. And I think he's kind of trying to chase that lane right there. But to do that, you have to take on the Pusha T's. Jay-Z had to take on the Nas's. If you ask me, Jay-Z completely wiped Nas on the table. Just throwing it out there as well too. And Ether was one of the worst diss records I ever heard in my life. I could break that down as well too. If anyone wants to try me on that one, time out. Go on.
Save that plug for later. That's it. Continue.
Continue for later. Okay, fine. I'll go on Ether another time too. Fucking Tabo Ho and everybody think that's a dope ass track. But I digress. This is a little bit different right here. This is a little bit different with Pusha T. But in order to be the best, you have to take down cats like Pusha T. Meek Mill, I don't know. To this day, I have no idea what the hell that was. And that should have been this right here. Meek, he said he was on the drugs at the time. He was popping pills left and right. I'll take his word for it. Whatever. He did it to himself on that one. But Push ain't going nowhere. Push says, I want all the smoke, and I will go down with you if I have to. And I'm kind of jumping tracks right there because Drake's on the clock as we're talking right now. But let's go and talk about the Duppy. Overall impression of that song when it dropped immediately. I think the timing alone of it was impressive, almost as impressive as the track.
But it seemed like Drake responded in 24 hours or less. But Pusha had a music listening party to his album.
Yeah, and Memorial Day weekend.
So, well, it looked like Drake responded within 24 hours, as us, the public, did.
Yeah.
He really had 3 days to come up with material.
Yeah, because he heard it early. Yeah, he's industry. Yeah. So that's what maybe 72, maybe 96 hours he's heard it. So it's not like he heard it immediately, got a beat made or got some beat that he was working on, changed that whole thing up and wrote it down. Yeah, he had a few days to work on it. I 100% agree with that. But I like how Push did it. I wanted Push to respond back extremely bad because I didn't want to see another Meek Mill situation. I'm like, dude, you got to hurry up. You got to put something out there. To me, it was Tuesday or bust. It could have been Friday. It could have been today. It had to be yesterday, Tuesday, because the weekend was over. Everybody's back in their mode. Everybody's back to work. You see the same thing a lot of times with radio, sports radio. I listen to a lot. When it's weekend or people have Monday off, some of the cats take Monday off too because no one's in their proper flow. Pusha, man, the people, everybody's back in the flow. Late, like not even late last night, like 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, went ahead and dropped that thing. Immediately went and listened to it. Actually, you text me about it. That's why I first heard about it. Yeah.
That's right.
And that's probably like 10 minutes after it dropped. So, hey, shout out to Jair for that one.
For the people.
Hey, always for the people. Yeah, Drake Duppy. Overall thoughts on that song right there before we actually get into the meat and potatoes of all this.
I felt like Drake went hard, to be honest. There were some really good bars. I definitely had that ooh kind of face listening to it.
Yeah.
Didn't think Drake would respond to Infrared, to be honest. He did. He came with it. And it landed like a boxing fight. That jab landed a good punch.
Was it a knockout round or was it technical?
No, I didn't say he won the round. I just said he landed a punch.
Okay. Do you think it was more of a Kanye diss than a Pusha diss?
He definitely went at Kanye harder because there's more material to work for against Kanye than I think
Kanye's
Pusha.
anyone go at Kanye. Me and you could write the track right now and go into Kanye. Kanye's an easy target right now. You got the whole thing with Trump and the Chase been saying and this whole career, Amber Rose. I mean, you could just bring so many things up. Fuck, you want to get real?
Liposuction.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get real dirty talking with him through the wire with the wire in his mouth trying to rap. I mean, there's so many things that you could say about Ye that it wouldn't even be. I don't even consider it to be. It wouldn't even be right even to go at Ye at this point. It's just he does it to himself.
Yeah, I think Drake was trying to flip the ghostwriting stint since Meek, and flip it as, well, Ye used me and uses writers, but the difference is no one considers Ye a great lyricist or puts him in that regards, whereas we did with Drake. So the damage isn't the same.
Yeah, and plus, Ye would tell you a lot of times on Twitter, like, "Hey, so and so came through, wrote this song
Yep.
for me. Yeah, definitely appreciate it." And
Yep.
and you also gotta look at Kanye as more than just a rapper. Like he's also producing beats. He's executive producing on an album, so he's running a label. So he's like a better version of Diddy, essentially,
I like that.
without killing his best artist, allegedly.
That was too wild. Let's press before I get off track. That was wild, man.
Hey, I said allegedly. I ain't claiming that one right there. Okay, all right. Pusha. Before we actually get into this, get into that last song, but Pusha. Drake said that you're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. What do you think of that?
No one believes that.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that, and I was like, at first when you first hear, it's like, ooh, you know, it's one of those. I was like, oh, okay, you know. But when you actually look at it, like, you taking Big Sean over Push. You taking
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Are you taking Common over Pusha T?
Not in this lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not taking this. To me, Pusha T is the best rapper on the label. So
I agree. I really don't think it's close.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either. Like I'm just looking through some of these lyrics right here. Like, I mean, he said he said some things he said before too. About selling drugs and you're not big as a drug as you say you are. All right, we've heard that one before. Okay. I thought one line was kind of cool. I had a microphone of yours, but then the signature faded. I guess it's pretty much resembles what's been happening lately. That was like, all right, that was something right there. They made a couple of lines about Q, and let's get into, like I said, one more time, the meat of the show. Virginia Williams, when he mentioned Pusha T's fiance, the thing is that when you mention anybody's kid, anybody's mama, somebody's grandma, somebody's father's, somebody's really close to him, you open up, you're ready, you're getting ready for a higher form of warfare. At that point, you put on the Infinity Gauntlet, you got a couple stones in that thing, and you're ready to snap a motherfucker out of existence. The story of Adidon. Jair, please talk to me about that one.
First, let's start with the cover, shall we?
I feel like the cover is almost as important as the song.
I do too.
It goes please start with the cover.
To those who know, it's a Drake picture, an actual Drake picture, not art, not photoshopped.
No.
An actual photograph with Drake smiling in blackface makeup.
When you first saw that picture, did you think it was Photoshop?
I thought it was Drake at first. It wasn't until about 15 minutes later, I was actually rolling the web, and somebody mentioned it. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that's Drake. I'm like, he got him in blackface. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. You know, it's kind of like I first saw like Lil Flip when T.I. had a picture of Lil Flip in the leprechaun suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, that's like at first I was like, oh, it's funny. Then I was like, no, that's real. And I'm like, Flip, I was laughing my ass off. This one, I'm like, oh, that's real. I'm like, oh, that's not good, dude. That has to be explained. Like, I feel like we'll go into the song too, but I feel like at this point right now, Drake's not fighting against Pusha. Drake's fighting against allegations. Like right now, Pusha's like a number 2, whereas the allegations that he has to fight first.
Those allegations seem like true. Like the pregnancy.
Are you familiar with that story?
I am now.
Okay.
And I was listening to another podcast earlier that went into it. Like it was like an open secret.
Well, it was. I learned. I knew about it from last year. When it first happened, I knew about it. There was academics made a video about it last year. I saw a couple of websites. I'm just passing. It's just information, man. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not crediting the man as a source of the show. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just. Why am I defending myself right now? Yeah, but I mean, it was things that people were talking about it last year that were in the know. So I knew about the story with Drake with the kid, but things that I mean, how many times you seen a celebrity like, oh, he may got this chick pregnant? Like, all right, that happens like almost every day. But the thing is that you start to see a couple more things I started noticing. Like they were like vacationing together, like months after the allegations were already charged against him, and I'm like, okay, that's weird right there. The next thing you know, the baby's born, and the baby's born like I think last year October. Ironic. October's very own has a baby in October. So check this out as well too. You don't really hear too much about it or too much about her at all. Like it's just very quiet. Now I'm gonna say something right now for the record. I don't think it's anybody's fucking business what that man does with his family. I don't think he has to parade his child around for the world to see. To you or to someone else, not you, but just anyone, Pusha T, anyone out there may feel like that he's maybe hiding his kid. To me, I could also look at it another way. I don't want my kid out there in the spotlight. I want him to have a normal life. I don't want him all over social media, all over Hollywood. All right, I don't need any of that. You're calling a timeout right now, but I'm gonna finish my piece up real quick. All right, because I mean, let's be real. Do you want look at some of these kids out here. Look at like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. You got the kids on the face of all these magazines. They're like 7 and 8. You know what I mean? Do you really want that shit right there? So who gives a fuck if I don't want to tell the goddamn world I have a child or not? Why does it matter? Why are you concerned? Now I know I have a lot of fans out there. Now that's true too. And then you can say I owe it to the fans, but at the same time, I may be a public figure, but I still like to have some parts of my life to remain private. Now, with all that being said, Drake should at least say something. But that's my 2 cents. Go ahead, Jair. I know you want something to say against it.
Yeah, it's all cool in games if it wasn't. We found out today that Adidas line that Pusha T talked about.
That's true.
Was Drake revealing his son through the public eye.
That's true.
All that stuff you just talked about.
That's true.
About the public eye. Yeah, you can
true.
wipe that off the fucking table.
But thing is that I would have been right if Drake was there.
But that's not reality.
Who was his publicist? Who was running things over there?
Well, they've done a great job. That marketing team has done a great job for this stint, as Pusha T called it, to not be on Drake's, to be unblemished up until yesterday. And now we find out about these allegations. It's actually kind of remarkable from a marketing standpoint.
Remarkable to me was Derek Jeter playing for the Yankees 20 years, never having a scandal. That was remarkable. This honestly, Drake wasn't really if you think about it, it wasn't really a bad thing if you control the narrative. If you step in front of the story instead of letting the people control the story for you. That's what you're fucking up at. All right, you have a kid by I don't think she was a porn star. She was like I don't know if she's out here getting donkey fuck or out here, sucking dick or all this other crazy shit. Well, not really crazy, but crazy in that sense of being your baby mama. But I digress. But the thing is that, the thing is that I don't know if they went on to clean up a bunch of videos. Somebody has a video somewhere. She's out there doing that. It'll surface soon. It's the internet. Well, I don't know. The internet's been slacking recently. That picture of Drake obviously just fell on the radar for I don't know how many years. Who's Pusha T got working for him? This man must have some FBI, CIA investigators or something.
Well, Pusha is with Adidas too. Let's not forget.
That is true. How do you think that affects Pusha's Adidas deal?
It's an interesting question. I don't think he cares.
No, I know he doesn't care. He said he doesn't care. He said, "I go down the flames with y'all."
Yeah.
But the thing is that one thing about Pusha said, he's always going to have his core fan base no matter what. Pusha T's not going to become Drake overnight. He's always going to have his people that rock with him, and no matter what happens to him in his beef, Pusha T could not even respond it back, and he still have his people there rocking with him.
I want to go back quickly to the Drake allegations with his child.
We're going to go back to that one. We're going to go back. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I don't care, porn star or not. That's not, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if these allegations that Pusha has pushed are true, and he's been a deadbeat ass dad, a non-existent father, what we know now, a mother that has gone on Twitter and had a tweet about Drake.
That was I think it was in November.
A non-existent father.
Yeah.
That was way back when. This isn't yesterday. This was way back.
This is like a month after the kid was born.
If Pusha T talking about that the kid can't do Canadian customs.
You over here playing
If
Border
these
Patrol.
allegations are true, you said we don't have to question. Well, you know what? I'm going to question it. That's a pretty big deal to me.
Nah, that is yeah, you're right. Go on.
Because you don't, shout out to the Joe Budden podcast on this one. You
I didn't
don't
watch Joe Budden
attack
today.
Drake through his records,
No.
through his sales.
No.
You attack it through his integrity or his
Yeah,
lack
that's,
thereof.
yep, that's exactly
You
what Budden
attack
said.
it through his female fan base.
Mm.
He's a pop star. Let's not forget. Let's not just think of hip hop. Let's think pop. Let's think of all the girls in the club that know all these Drake records that fade away in 2 months. If this comes out to be true, that is a massive hit, especially in today's age.
I don't think it's as massive as. Sorry, the Capitals game. I'm watching. They almost scored. Okay, I think it's You said massive. Don't forget that Chris Brown did beat up Rihanna and came back to sell records.
And he took a hit for that. And he has still. He would be a bigger star today had it not been for that. Would you agree?
I do agree. I do agree with that. He's still a star, though. He's still a star. I mean, he's still a superstar.
He still has. There are a lot of people that still use that against him.
I mean, he uses it for life. Yeah, use it for life. But Drake, I mean, things that nobody really knows he's a deadbeat or not. Who can really prove that? Like, honestly, he's been so private about the whole thing. Who knows?
Maybe there's more.
Surgical Summer Part 1.
Surgical Summer Part 1.
So let's get back into the rap. We talked about the child. We talked about the cover. And the thing is that that's how it is. Drake has to battle those two things first before you can get to the music. All right. First of all, Pusha T used one of my favorite songs off my favorite album, the best hip hop album to ever drop. To Mankind, Humanity, 444. That's right. I'm still on record saying that. We got a 1 year 444 review coming up soon.
There we go. Don't say too much.
I threw the plug in there for us.
Okay. Don't say too much.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a little Easter egg. Yeah, story of OJ. When I heard him going that thing, I was like, okay, all right, I'm already liking it. Pusha T starts off talking about say something in Spanish. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't speak the language. Now I like the way he set the whole the song up because Pusha T's been controlling the narrative. He's been honestly, if you look at it, he's been kind of usually it's Drake, you know, playing chess. This time it's Pusha T putting Drake where he wants him at. So Pusha T pokes at Drake about the ghostwriting. Drake comes out with a whole song going to Pusha T, also talking about and also clearing up ghostwriting. Pusha T's like, all right, cool. Now that I got you off your game, check this out. First bar, drug dealing aside, ghostwriting aside. So those two things are already just out the equation. Pusha T just like, all right, we're done with that right there. You said yours, I've said mine. Now let's have a heart to heart. Even though you're multi, I see that your soul don't look alive. Now I thought that bar's been it's kind of a double entendre. Your soul don't look alive. Look alive. That song he had with JB Block Boy. So that's a little something right there. The M's count different when Baby divides the pie. Once again, you know, shout out that shot at Baby. Also getting that Lil Wayne too. You know, caused a little more, you know, what's the word? A little more anger amongst the three of them right there, because you know everything can't be cool over there with how Wayne's being treated. You know, there's a lot of inner turmoil. You ever heard anything about that recently either? About Wayne and Baby and all that? I don't know what's going on with that one. I think Baby may finesse his way out of that one again. It's sad, man. Sad. So the first thing Pusha T does is talk about Dennis Graham, his father. Talks about his mama, Sandy. And then talks about his baby mama. So the bars, since you name dropped my fiance, once again back to Virginia Williams. Shout out to Virginia Williams, by the way. Let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. He said, why? Because I don't want no heat from Pusha T up here, all right?
Hey. Hey, all right.
All right, look, I got nothing to do with this. I'm just talking and analyzing, all right? Shit, I'm trying to get this podcast off the ground. I ain't trying to die from day one. Yeah, since you name dropped my fiance, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. Okay. Sophie knows better. So, you know, Sophie knows better. That's also our IG handle as well, too. Once again, as you said about Pusha T, them double entendres. Ask your baby mother, cleaned it up for IG, but the stitch is still on her. Now, they said, I think Budden said today, I was watching the same one you were. Budden says like 11 pictures on there now. And I think now her account is private. but a
Yep.
lot of our old shit is like gone. And they, I mean, OVO, they did a great job by cleaning up. But the thing is that you did all that. That's wonderful. Why, in that case, why not just go out there and just roll it and just say, hey, I got a baby? People would have loved you for that. Oh, Drake's got a son. It was a wonderful thing, wonderful news.
And it's
Yeah,
evidence like that that leads me to suggest that Pusha, where there's smoke, there's fire. And
I
that
think,
in and of itself is
yeah,
a very clear indicator.
yeah. Like, there's so much around it that usually when it comes to allegations, I'm like, all right, I don't want to jump into it. I want the whole system to play out. You know, everybody, Bill Cosby, Morgan Freeman. I just want I just want everything to play itself out and just see what the story is. But there's so much, like you said, when there's so much smoke around this, and I've been following, I know about the story since last year. I think even it's one song where Drake, I think, even talked about when I think he met her or when she may have missed her period back in January that last year. Not, at the time, it was off when the baby's born, but something about January last year in More Life. It was on. I'd look it up for you. I may even throw it in the description at some point, but I need to come back to that. I'll come back to that one, but I gotta look it up. Um, dude, it's all he had to do was just step in front of it, man. I think if it is, I think it is true, just based on everything I know, everything I've seen. And I Pusha T. First of all, why is Pusha T the first rapper to ever really say this? There's a lot of guys in the industry that don't like Drake at all. Chris Brown, that's one. There's a couple cats. I mean, Pusha T's also another one too. But you got a lot of guys out there. I'm surprised that Push was the first one to say anything about this. I don't know, dude. It's just completely strange to me. Um, Hiding a child, let the boy come home, did be motherfucker playing border patrol. So you know her being French, push, and then I think the kids over there in France pretty much being raised. I think it was about 7 months now. I'm saying about 7 months. So yeah, so that's where the whole thing with that border patrol line comes in. What did you think of that line when you first heard that?
Just to me, it's the most serious allegation in this. First of all, let's not forget he starts this off talking about Drake's father or lack thereof,
Yeah,
and
that
now he's coming full circle with that and saying, "Well, where the fuck are you?"
yeah, that's what you are the way you are now is because how your father left you.
And let's not forget the way story of OJ, almost that whole wisdom. I don't want to give too much away there, but Pusha similarly, although it's a very disrespectful record, is trying to put him like on game, like almost like he would rather Drake have his shit together and him never have to talk about this than to disrespect him.
Yeah, it's almost like he's I want to say looking out for him. It's like kind of like Cole did on 1985. It's like,
Yeah.
here, sit down, let me talk to you real quick. You know, you're over here acting all crazy, but I mean, look at how you live in your life. Here's a mirror, Drake. Take a look into it. And that right there is dude, I've never seen anybody have this man's predicament.
I think the disdain of Drake among hip hop fans that dude aren't a fan of his is because he's supposed to be a great MC. Supposed to be.
Yeah.
But he doesn't he sold that for records.
Don't forget when Drake first came out. I mean, he was over here rocking with Little Brother. You know, it was real hip hop centric. And now he's dropping records for like Nice for What, which is a dope record, by the way. You know, but it's like it's like two totally different artists.
And I don't want to hear that shit if this allegation is true. I don't want to hear you being pro women there and then you disrespecting your child's mother.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear God's plan if this is what's going on. You have these nice feel good records when you live in another life in your closet. I don't want to hear that shit.
They tell him how you feel, man.
In
Get
that
upset.
era where Hove has been one of the most vulnerable records on 444 for the culture. In that era where Kendrick just won a Pulitzer Award for his lyricism and To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay.
In an era where J. Cole just dropped one of the greatest storytelling records he has ever done, which is saying something for him, about his own mother and her life and her institutionalism. We got this motherfucker that many people consider the face of hip hop. If this allegation is true, I don't want to hear another word from him.
So you think Drake is done after this?
No, he's still gonna sell. He's still gonna have records. He's still gonna have success.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this can't ruin Drake.
No, this isn't.
No.
But it doesn't mean it won't do damage.
Oh, I think the damage has already been done.
But I think it will continue to damage as this. So Pusha isn't super popular. If this was Kendrick, then like this would have been front page everywhere,
Oh my god, that
unavoidable,
was
right?
Kendrick, dude. I would actually start to question: is Drake done if this was Kendrick?
Right. But Pusha T isn't as popular, right? We agree with that. But I think this will continue to grow because of that.
Let's take a whole second. Let's think about something real quick. Jair, how old are you right now?
25.
25. I'm 29. I have grown with Pusha T his entire career. Pusha T came out when I was 13, 14 years old. The clips. When the last time you heard it like this? Pharrell, the video, all that shit. I've been following Pusha
Classic.
T. Yeah, exactly. I'm following Pusha T every step of the way. One could say I've grown up on Pusha T music. Pusha T every step of the way. From his brother going from Malice to No Malice. Man, I've seen it all. I've definitely seen it all. So this right here is, it doesn't surprise me when I see Push coming in like this right here. A lot of people feel like over the years that Pusha T was Drake's kryptonite. Like if you get him bad Pusha T, you may not come out, you may not come on the other end alive. You come with Pusha T, it may not go so well for you. I mean, we're living it right now. We're absolutely living it right now. Let's continue looking at these lyrics. The Adidas press run, we talked about that as well too. Let's talk about that some more for a second. Let's talk about that some more because I feel like right now, like I told you, I feel like right now it's not even about Pusha T. It's about Drake and who you are right now. What have you done? Also, for the record, AJ, I cannot see your comments. We got to hit 1,000 subscribers first, baby. Then I'll be able to see all your comments. Sorry, it's a YouTube thing. What do you want me to do?
It's coming real soon, though. Real soon.
Hey, coming real soon, baby. Like my man 50 Tyson said. Yeah. Something else. Okay. The Adidas press run. Addy Don. How do you feel about mentioning it, bringing his son rolling out? I know you said it earlier, but let's go into it a little bit more. Bringing his son out with the pretty much to sell sneakers and t-shirts. Because you are right. That's exactly what it looks like. Like I'm a
he was
father. I
marketing
have
him.
2 kids.
This was a business decision.
Exactly. And I would never do that to my children. Put them out there like that to pretty much make money.
And it sounds like they were trying to flip the stench once again of how that child was born, which I think if you would have just came out and said it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, but my thing is that, do you think that I think Pusha T said, I think he got it right here with the whole and I hate to do this, but it has to be talked about. The man's upbringing is having an effect on how he is now. Like his father leaving out, not being around all the time, can kind of have doubt in his head about being a father. His mother not really. I mean, let's look. I mean, Drake has nice songs about women. Let's look how this guy really treats women. To be honest, I mean, the man's never really held down a relationship of any meaning. The man's fucking strippers almost every other song he has. And as far as keeping your private life private, AJ, it's kind of hard to keep a private life private. That's fine. Then go be private. You can't be a public figure. People want to ingrain in your life. People want to see exactly who you are, what you're doing. That's just part. It's just part of what it is right there. Now, I think he didn't hear this part earlier, but yeah, it's some things you want to keep private. You are right. But if you want to keep some things private, why you tie your son to a Adidas rollout? That is not you want to keep things private to me. It's not you trying to make some money off your kid. Exploit your own seed. And I told my wife, I told my wife upstairs, look, my son is light skinned with green eyes and nice hair. I said, look, that motherfucker's not going to ever grace a magazine as long as I'm living. Absolutely not. Now, when he gets older enough, yeah, for sure, he can go and do his thing. But while he's 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm not getting around all these weird motherfuckers in Hollywood. They want to take, hell no, absolutely not. That's just me. That's just a me thing though. But that's why it's being a father, like that right there does strike a nerve a little bit. Like you could say, Kaplan should score, by the way, 1-1. Let's go, baby. You could say you want to keep your life private, but the numbers ain't adding up, baby. All right, that most def mathematics ain't everything ain't the numbers, man. The numbers are off the board right now. If I could take Pusha T line, twist that thing up. I got no love for it.
We don't hear about other MC's personal lives. Not Kendrick, not Childish Gambino.
No.
Not J Cole doesn't have a child that I know of, but not J. Cole.
Yeah, I think Gambino has 2. I think he has 2 kids. Yeah.
I don't know about it.
No, exactly. And that's how it should be. But it should be like that But you don't see Gambino, Redbone drop out, then he's got his kids, doing something to sell him, make him more money, or something crazy like that. I don't know, dude. That's just weird. It was just extremely weird, man. Um, Forget she's a porn star. Let it be your world. That line was just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, dude. But honestly, I mean, he's a baby. That's a baby mama. That's a baby mama, dude. Who cares? All right, who gives a fuck what she did before? And right now, what it is, and that is the mother of your child, and you should do the best to keep her happy.
And that's all that matters. Period.
Exactly.
That's all that should matter. I wish I wasn't here having this discussion with you right now. I
Yeah.
wish Drake was a role model.
Yeah. What Drake needs is us as a publicist. The first thing I'm be like, dude, the thing is that it's a lot of insecurities within him. That's why you hear about a lot of this shit. A lot of people know about this. I read about this last year. I do about this shit right here. There's nothing wrong. Like, people are gonna make fun of you about that shit. All right, fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you married to in hip hop. When you going to somebody, look, Drake poured out Pusha T's fiance. No, you know who the hell she was. Said her name in the track. It is what it is, man. I mean, yeah, she was a porn star, but like I said, that's the mother of your children, man. You can't just put. You can't. There's nothing. What does that book say about angry woman? Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this shit firsthand. I know a couple of y'all have seen it firsthand too. Hey, keep that woman happy. Keep that woman happy without sacrificing your own damn self too at the same time. But just be smart. I think the line that really stuck out to me a lot before we go into the 40 part, because I actually want to talk about that one, he says, how dare you put yay in my verses? I'm selfish. I want all the curses. I'm pre-booking the churches. Me versus three hearses. The three hearses I'm thinking talking about is maybe Wayne, Drake. If we all go to hell, it'll be worth it. So to me, it sounds like Pusha's like, I mean, first of all, the man's 40 with cornrows. So he already doesn't give a fuck. All right, let's just keep it real. Now, with that being said, right there, this man Pusha really isn't giving a fuck, because Pusha knows that no matter what happens, nothing's going to happen to him at all. What's going to happen to Push? He going to sell less records? No, his fan base is already his fan base is on lock. What's going to happen? He ain't going to sell shows. He's fine. Like, honestly, what could happen to Push here? I know he says that we all go to hell, it'd be worth, like, if I go down with you, it's fine. But I don't see how Pusha could come out on the bad end of this, unless it's some at this point right now, unless there's some information out there that we just don't know. According to Push, he got no skeletons in his closet. I mean, that's him saying it, but I've been rocking. I mean, I've known Push. I've been rocking Push's music for 15 years. I haven't seen one step of the way where I can be like, all right, Push, yeah, you be easy on that one. It did say something recently about dope and Easy E, but I mean, how can I quantify that? How can I say he's wrong about that one? Yeah. Push to me has always been a pretty honest character. All right, OVO 40. What do you think about those lines right there?
And at this record, all things are off. I don't want to hear that. Sensitive thugs, y'all all need hugs, to quote Hove. Excuse me. On that one, we've seen Pog do it. We've seen Nas do it. We've seen Hove do it. If you have a problem with this and the disrespect, this is the one line I think you have a case to make.
Yeah. I think today is National MS Day or something like that. I saw
that. Yeah, Pusha addressed that on the Breakfast Club. He did an interview.
He was like, "Oh, for real?" He like said something like "asshole-ish." Like, Pusha don't give a fuck right now, dude. Pusha don't give a fuck. But,
he knows he's better, man.
You say that again? Say that one more time for me.
He knows he's better.
Yeah, and I mean, every step of the way, he's kind of had Drake on the string. Like I said, like, he threw the ghostwriting out there. Drake made a whole record about that, pretty much, talking about ghostwriting, talking about Pusha's drug dealing career, which Drake has already done on Two Birds, One Stone. All right, we've heard that before. You can say it a lot, but there's no way to prove that.
It's not you. Or you can't prove it either.
Yeah, no one can prove that right there. You can say it. It sounds funny the first time. You say it again, it's like, all right, what else you got? Then Pusha T comes out with all this right here. And one thing about Drake is a very insecure individual. You can see it in his music. But you can use that his strength against him. You can hold a mirror up to Drake. And that's exactly what Push did. Like I don't. How do you all right? How do you feel that? How do you feel where Drake goes from here? What does he have to do to actually get back in this?
Interesting question. I actually thought about that earlier. I don't know what Drake's next move is. I'm sure he had another. He has. I'm sure he has another high quality diss record. But I don't know if it can reach the magnitude of Story
Well,
of Adonis.
well, the Adidon thing,
Adam, excuse me.
the Adidon thing, that rollout, can that even still be an Adidas rollout at this point?
No, absolutely not. You think
Yeah,
Adidas wants their face over that?
nah, hell no.
And Push saw that coming.
And Adidas with you got this motherfucker with blackface, on, and here's Adidas, this multi-billion-dollar company. Would they even want to do business with them?
It's best easy is with Adidas too. Do you want to this? Do you want more spotlight? They say all publicity is good publicity, but I don't know about this.
Yeah, no, that is
Not
that,
this.
people love saying that, but that is not true right
Nah.
there because you can get dropped from sponsorships from bad
Yes.
publicity. Do you think Drake will get dropped by anybody with the blackface thing?
Oh, I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to this shit, man.
It's interesting because Push is hurting Drake in the two most important things: his integrity and his dollars. As we saw with this Adidas thing, that's really interesting. I haven't really thought about that.
Yeah, because that whole rollout can't be the same thing. It has to be something different.
Right?
This
Because-
is.
Do you see that?
Did I see
Somebody
that one
dropping
coming?
Drake? No, like somebody dropping Drake, a sponsor or whatever.
I don't see something like Sprite dropping Drake unless it gets like.
Stupid ass commercial that still gets played in the booth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, yeah.
I hate
all
that
right.
commercial. I know what commercial you're talking about. I'm not even getting no
Oh.
love. No, I don't think I see anyone actually dropping him, but he has to get in front of this, and he has to get in front of it. This way he has to do. This is what I would do if I'm in the room with Drake right now. This is what I do. First of all, if I was Drake's publicist, the first thing I would tell him like, "Hey, you have a child. It's yours. DNA test. Okay, it's yours. Get in front of it. To the whole world is yours. All right. If someone uses this shit against you, they're already writing articles about it. There's videos out there floating around. Does that mean it's an open secret anymore? If somebody comes at you one day, we've seen it before. Meek Mill, learn from your past, motherfucker. But that's what happens when you think you're untouchable. That's what I would have did. But right now, what I would do if I'm in Drake's corner, all right, go ahead and you gotta make a track. It's gotta be dope. It's gotta be more than just bars too. I needed like a nice little one of those nice hooks in there, kind of like a battle rap type hook, like back to back kind of was, like something like that. Nah, I'm telling you, dude, that's what he needs right now. You think it's gonna go? You think it's gonna go 4 bars back with Pusha T?
No, but I don't think he's gonna get. You think a back-to-back kind of formula is gonna work here?
What else
Say
would you
Meek Mill.
recommend? I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that exact song or that
That's what I
exact
recommend.
song.
He
But
never got in this fight in the first place.
you think it's too far? He's too far removed from it. Like there's nothing he could do.
Oh, he's got to respond.
I mean, I think it's a way out. But do you think that you think he's too far in where it just doesn't matter anymore?
Oh, he's got to come back. I think so. Yeah.
No, I know he's got to come back. But do you think that no matter what he does, it's too far removed from getting him out of the situation?
Yeah, I think we talked about you brought up Chris Brown, what it took and hasn't took.
Yeah, but Chris Brown's a different situation.
I
You
know.
had
I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. But this is nonetheless, this is still a serious allegation, and some people will not forget this.
nah, hell no. I mean, you turned up on him already tonight.
Yeah.
I've gotten mad at him about the whole thing, the son thing. I got 2 kids myself.
And this is just volume 1. So
Yeah.
like, what else does Pusha have? And if Pusha was smart enough to foresee the Adidas thing, what else does he have?
Pusha got some good information from Adidas.
Whoever he got, this is
Somebody there was talking to the wrong person.
sources.
Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of money when Push dropped that his Adidon joint.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need All right, this is what I do right now. If I'm Drake's publicist, the first things first is that you have to come out with you had to. I mean, come on, you had to come out with a depth track. You had to respond back. Now, right now, it's not even so much responding back to Pusha T. Pusha T is almost tertiary at this point. First, you got to address the blackface first and foremost. You got to get that up out of here. You got to talk about it. Now, they said that it's for like a school project where I guess he wanted to show how people saw him, And that angle right there, if done correctly, can work. It can work. It could work. It could work. You could twist it enough with enough pretty words in there, and Drake talking about it where it could work. It could work. It could work. It's not a good look. It's never a good look to do
Literally,
blackface, for the record. All
literally,
right.
not a good
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. You just shouldn't do it. I don't
By
care
the
what.
way, the double entendre of of Drake living one life but wearing another with that cover.
Oh, dude, you can have so much fun with that cover right there. Pusha T he probably all the Surgical Summer Part One.
Part
He's
one.
probably got so many bars with that one.
You know he got bars, and he's a student of the game. Oh, I want to get into that a little later.
But Drake is also a student of the game too. We're not talking some idiot up here from
Did you?
Toronto just making records.
I think it was Maul who brought this up on the Joe Budden podcast, and I'm sorry to bring that podcast up so much, but he brought up that Drake grew up idolizing the Joe Buddens, the Pusha T's, so he knows so much about them, and so it gives him a different point of view, a different ammunition, so to speak. I thought that was really interesting.
Well, he kind of said that with I had a mic of yours on
Right,
Duppy. I had a mic of yours and the signature faded. It kind of resembles what's been happening lately.
right.
He said his demise is going to be televised. Do you believe Drake has before I get into fixing Drake, I want you to answer this question. Do you think Drake has something about Pusha T that he hasn't revealed yet to the world?
I don't think it's any new. I don't think it's a new truth, so to speak.
That's what I'm asking. I'm looking for a new truth. It can't be something old. It can't be drug dealing, any of that right there. That shit ain't gonna work.
How do you hurt Pusha T? With what?
That's what I'm asking. Like, how do you hurt a man that one is still wearing braids at about 50, and two,
40.
and,
Don't go.
yeah,
Hold on.
and two, it's not really been. He's not been a big name artist. He's always been he's been Pusha T. Low key, dope.
He's still almost like
Good
that
from him, but
underground.
not pushing any mainstream cracks. Was that?
Yeah. Pusha is almost like his fan base is almost like just that hip hop underground still kind of feel. Those battle rapper MCs who love that kind of style.
Exactly.
Like perpetuate that. So I don't know what you could say. You could pretty much venture that he writes his own lyrics just based on his delivery. It's so unique to him that like I can't see any allegation like that. You can't prove the drug dealing or the lack thereof, right?
You can't. You can't prove it. You could keep talking about it, but it goes nowhere. It's an empty circle.
Outside of like Pusha T was a snitch.
That would
I
hurt
don't
him.
know. That would
hurt.
That would do damage. That would do damage, bro. There is nothing worse you could call a drug dealer than a snitch.
Oh, he had that
But outside
song.
of that,
Pusha T has a great song about called Snitch on I want to say My Name Is My Name
yes,
with
produced by Pharrell. Yeah,
yeah, great song right there.
Yeah.
Excellent song. Um Man, I don't know. Like if it came out that Pusha T was a snitch, that would hurt.
that'd be the only thing.
That would be it. That's on.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's it. That's it right there. Or you can actually, I guess, prove that he didn't. I mean, I don't know. I'm done with Pusha T sold drugs. Let's just throw that out there. All right, he wasn't selling like the Escobar or anything like that. But I mean, all rappers, make themselves look a little bigger than what they are. It happens anytime I go get a haircut. I'm always talking to somebody that's every time I talk to them, the story gets a little bit bigger. The bully they fall always gets a little bit taller. And it is what it is. All right, how to fix Drake? So Drake, you got to come up with kind of like a back-to-back type record. It has to be like it has to be like a club record where you're dissing the guy at the same time and can be played all summer. You need something like that right there. Now, you need two records. One record, yeah, you need two. You need to drop two. One has to address the blackface and the kid. That could be a separate track itself. That needs to be a style of like Nothing Was the Same kind of a feel right there, like From Time joint, something like that right there. Kind of like what's the other track on there I'm forgetting about? God damn it! All right, we'll just stick with From Time. It needs to be that kind of feel right there. Pound Cake, something like that right there. We actually or like Tuscan Leather. Like you got to talk some shit, and it has to be heartfelt. You got to explain yourself. And then the next track has to be going to Pusha T because it's so much on there. You can't put out a 7-minute track. You got to talk about this shit in depth. And this is shit that you never really talk about in depth. Like when has Drake ever really talked about race in any of his songs?
Never.
Like in depth. Like he may mention, he may give you a line or two here or there,
Yeah.
but he doesn't really talk too much about that.
No, he's not a Cole or Kendrick, which Pusha T shouted out on Infrared, which I thought was very smart of him as well.
Pusha T from the get go knew what he wanted to do, and he's been enacting every step of the way.
But I think back to your how do you fix Drake? I want to get to that
Yeah,
Pusha T comment too. I think there has to be a song like "Don't You Ever Talk About My Family." Like that needs to be the forefront. That needs to be his side of the story. How he does that, I'm not so sure. But it needs to be, don't you ever talk about my family. Don't you ever put food out my kid's mouth. And you go in from there.
you have to get at that, man.
The perspective of a father.
You want to give Drake, you want Drake to have the perspective of a father after not even
Like,
mentioning your kid.
Don't you ever touch about my family? Like, explain that in there somehow.
The family
you said,
angle,
how do you
yes.
fix Drake?
He can't do the father angle. That's not going to work right here. That's going to eat him up alive. That's going to hurt him more than anything.
Again, maybe these are just allegations. So maybe he can say they're all wrong. And I'll eat all the fucking crow if I'm wrong. All of it.
If he's wrong, because now,
if Pusha T's allegations are wrong, I will come back on this podcast next week and say I was wrong.
Right now, that could be a saving grace for Drake if it's all wrong. But it's been so much the maneuvering has been so. It's been like they're trying to hide something, or something trying to remain. The Adidas rollout. I mean, it's there. The information is there for you.
Can I go back to Pusha T here?
Let's go back to Pusha T.
Playing 3D chess, so to speak. He's been ahead of the game. Pusha T is definitely a student of the game. You can tell it. He always shouts out Nas, Jay. He talks about that beef.
Chasing ghosts.
I think it's interesting. Push took the best of Takeover and the best of Ether and created one record from it. Whole fans will tell you Takeover is factual. It's rooted in facts. I sold what your whole album sold in my first week. That's a fact. You can't dispute that, right?
This is true.
Ether, very disrespectful, dick sucking lips, just going in, right? From just exposing all kinds of skeletons, true or untrue.
You
but it's
typo
disrespectful, right?
36 in the karate class.
36 in a karate class, right? And he conjoined both. He conjoined the facts of Takeover with the disrespect of Ether and merged them together. I thought that was genius.
What happens next from here?
We wait for Drake to respond. You know, Pusha's already working in the factory.
Push, I'm pretty sure Push already know what Drake going to say next at this point.
Probably.
Yeah. What is how soon do you get Drake to respond?
4 days.
4 days. That's from yesterday. So that's 96 hours. So Wednesday is the first 24. Then you got the first 48. That's Thursday, Friday. So Saturday. Is that Friday, Saturday area?
Saturday night, I would say. Sunday, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah, it's gotta. If I'm Drake and I'm coming out with some Drake shit, I'm probably going to drop like Friday evening.
That's about right.
Yeah,
for the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit for the weekend that you can play. I mean, that's a Drake move right there. He likes dropping on Friday, Saturday nights, things like that. Which is smart. I think it's great. A great rollout. That's amazing today that you couldn't roll out songs like that before. It was always Tuesday or drop the music video first thing.
That's right.
Now you can just drop music whenever. So shout out to technology and streaming.
I want to say though, I would much rather. So a lot of people were impatient with Pusha. They thought he should have dropped, and I was like, I knew he was going to respond. It was just a matter of time. I was chill. I knew he was going to respond. It'll come when it come. Now me and you both like Takeover over Ether.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Ether came out months after Takeover. Now, granted, it was a different era, right? But we're impatient today, but if that diss record or if that response comes back with heat and bars, like I think as time progresses, we'll be more forgiving of how much time it took. If it's great.
Yeah, but the more time you take, the greater it has to be.
I agree with that.
It's like Meek Mill when he took like 6 days to respond back to back and he came back with some shit.
Right.
The internet fucking kill you. Like the
Yeah.
internet's killing Drake. I think it's funny right now. The internet's killing Drake right now with the memes. It's amazing, man. The internet has no loyalty. They don't give a damn. If you're down, we coming at you. You hurting? Bet. We on our way. The memes, man. I've seen some funny ones going at Drake. Oh my god! Before we got on this podcast, I saw about 23 of them. Dude had like a post. They had like 23 memes. One of them was Drake was gonna respond back to the blackface rumors with the B Rabbit. I am white. I am a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. That shit was funny as hell, dude. I don't know. I know what Drake can do. I think he needs to come up with two songs. One to address the blackface and the kid thing. Another one to get a push him because there's so much right now. Right now, like I said, push is the third option right now. He's the third one you need to get at. You need to clear up all this other shit. You can't have that hanging over your head. You can't have people talking about it every single day. The quicker, the better. By the way, you can get rid of that blackface and in the kid thing. I, I always feel like Drake is very calculated with his stuff. This next song is going to tell us everything we need to know. This next song will tell us exactly who's running this beef, who's been pulling whose strings, and who's in charge. Because right now, you are right. I feel like Drake's bars, lyrically is a very talented artist, but you're playing in Push's lane right now. Don't play Push. Don't get in Push's fight. Like if you're great when it comes to the ground game, UFC, don't get into a brawl match with a guy that was a street brawler, was a heavyweight champion boxer, and that's pretty much all he knows how to do. Don't play his game. Don't sit there go toe for toe with the man. Yeah, you get your blows in, but if you're going against a heavyweight champion against it, eventually that motherfucker gonna knock you out. You better stick to that ground game, and submit that motherfucker. Excuse me. I feel I'm a little bit nervous for the man, for Drake. Just a little bit. Just a little bit nervous for the man. I think he may have gotten himself into something that he didn't really see forthcoming, because just based on the whole thing with the rollout with the kid, it tells me that he felt like he had more time, and you feel like you have more time, and you hop into a beef. Things that Drake didn't have to respond back with Duppy immediately. He didn't have to do that. The smart thing would have been do the rollout first with Adidas, get that shit out the way, then drop Duppy. It would have still been there. Was nobody pressing for Drake to come back immediately? Drake had came at him at two birds one stone. That was 2017, and then Pusha came out right now. It could have been months later. Duppy could have came out, and everybody would have been cool with that. Nobody was pressing Drake to all right, you got to respond right now, baby. You got 42 hours, you got 48 hours, you got 72. Nobody was asking for that. What you think?
Yeah, Drake had the luxury of time.
Yeah.
At that time. Now it's you on the clock. You know what I'm saying?
And this is the first time Drake's ever been in this situation.
Yeah, Meek was ill prepared for this, right? He didn't have a plan. He had the ghostwriter allegation, and that was it, right? He didn't have a counter. That was it. He had one punch. He threw it like fucking Yamcha and Dragon Ball Z. That's it. That's all you got.
But the thing is that Meek never saw the back-to-back coming, because remember Drake dropped Charged Up first.
That's right.
That's the first one he dropped.
Right.
So we have to keep. That's why I'm still holding out for Drake on this one right here. He dropped Charged Up first, and Meek was on concert like, he ain't paying attention to mine. That's just Baby Lotion soft. Let's get back to real nigga shit. That's exactly what he said at concert.
I got a question.
Waited a couple days. Waited 4 days, famously, as he said. Back to back. And that was it.
I have a question for you, and for the audience. As I was driving into work today, I asked myself, how many MCs should Drake not would have been worse than Pusha T? And I only came up with two. Royce and Kendrick.
Kendrick and Drake is too commercial to me. That's too commercial. And then now a couple years ago, it would have been that thing. But now it's just like, I really wouldn't care to see that one too much.
Kendrick is the only MC who has popularity and stands the level of, well, Drake is more popular, but nonetheless has a huge fan base. that can go to war.
J. Cole? J. Cole fans?
I don't. They're not as big as Kendrick fans.
Nah.
Not
I
big.
would.
I mean, phrase not bigger, less than like size.
Okay. Yeah. I personally wouldn't want to see a Drake Kendrick beef. A couple years ago, I think it would have been great. I think now it's just kind of like past the expiration. It would have. But Pusha T, the thing about that is that Pusha's like he. Let's go back to the fighting realm for a second. Let's go back to boxing. Pusha's like that 39-year-old, 38-year-old fighter from the inner city of Detroit, or someone like Baltimore, someone like that. He's got a record of like 30 wins, like 9 losses, 30 like 24 wins by way of knockout. Record's not very pretty, but he's a champion, lost his belt. This that's a real gritty fighter. And Drake's like a young upcoming, pretty boy, not pretty boy Floyd, but amateur Golden Glove guy. And they say he's like 20-0 with like 10 knockouts. Not a knockout specialist, but very technically sound, fun to watch fight, very flamboyant. Now you put that old ass fighter in there with Drake, and they get into with that young fighter, and they get into a brawl. What the fuck you think gonna happen? I'm talking just all out, just a street fight. You give me that old cat every single time, because that motherfucker's crafting, and you gonna find a way to win.
Can I give a football analogy?
Give me a football analogy.
The old school Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark. All finesse, tons of finesse, all the statistics
Yep.
in the world. And then in January, in the cold, in the snow, at Foxborough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different game.
Exactly.
And all that finesse goes right out the fucking window because it's an all-out fight.
Yeah. Right now, Drake's in an all-out fight.
Yep.
That finesse shit is gone.
Yeah.
He has to somehow reel it back in to be finesse, because you're going punch for punch right now with the old school motherfucker, and that guy's not giving a shit about what happens to him, to you definitely.
And you said 30-year-old boxer, but like Pusha's rapping the best he's ever rapped. Like he's still at peak performance.
Would you say that would get to evaluating Pusha T's bars in his career?
It's extremely high. Let's just go with that. It's still in that prime window, if you want to call it that.
I feel like Pusha's always been. He's been in a very long prime window.
That's what I'm saying. He's not on the decline, is what I'm trying to say. He's like 38-year-old. I think like on the decline, like Pacquiao when he fought Floyd, like it was a couple years too late. Nah, but Push is like still in that prime time lane as we see with Daytona.
Yeah. So just to wrap this up before we go into our next topic, because I don't want to be this way.
I forgot we had another topic. To be honest,
we got one more thing to talk about.
That's right.
I think Drake behind the scenes has been I think he has been doing the right thing with his son, like as far as like money and things like that. I think he's been buying diapers and shit. I don't think the kid's not going hungry. Let's just put it like that. But the whole rollout with this kid thing, that kind of bothers me. I don't really like that at all. I don't care how you twist and tie it. I don't know. I'm not really big on parents exploiting their own kids. Look at it, cut up, whatever you look at it. This is Pusha T's fight right now. You're in his ring. You had the better record, but you're in his dome right now, in his arena, in his stadium, and it's cold outside, like you said. And we ain't playing none of that finesse throwing the ball shit. You're gonna run this rock down our throat. And guess what? It's D-line strong, baby. So right now, Pusha definitely has the advantage. We'll see what Drake has. I say Friday, Saturday, preferably Friday night for me. I think that's ideal when Drake needs to respond back with two tracks, or at least somehow tie it all up where it just sounds nice if you could do that. But I think you need at least 2 tracks simultaneously. What you got?
Friday, maybe Saturday. He can get away with Saturday.
He can definitely get away with Saturday. I'll give Saturday.
Friday, though.
Yeah. But if it's like next week, Tuesday.
Yeah, I want to be clear here. If these allegations, if Pusha was wrong, and I actually hope they are wrong.
I pray to God they're wrong, man. I hope they are. I really do.
Then I will gladly come on here next week. because everything I've spoken is from that the allegations are correct, which is dangerous. But in this case, I'm more like you. I typically leave benefit of the doubt towards anyone being accused. But in this case, there's a lot of suggesting evidence of fire, or excuse
Yeah.
me, smoke to the fire.
You know, they say when it's smoke, there's definitely fire. There's just so much of it, man. If
Yeah.
not, then a lot of questions had to be answered still. Like, why are y'all boys maneuvering like that if the kid ain't yours? Then that opens up a whole nother can of
Hey,
worms.
hey.
That's something my grandfather used to say once upon a time. All right, so let's go ahead and knock this shit out. We let's talk about this real quick. NBA Finals, man. Warriors to Cavs, Part 4. Once again, it'll be the same shit as last year, in my opinion. Oh, actually, it won't, because this year it'll be a sweep. That's right. LeBron is getting swept. Straight up. That's happening. And it's going to hurt his legacy once more again when he takes 6 losses and Jordan had 6 wins. And people are going to be saying that shit all goddamn summer. You know it's coming. You know it is. Search your feelings, baby. You know it to be true. You know, 6 losses, 6 rings. You can see pictures of Jordan with Thanos on Thanos' body with the Infinity Gauntlet. You know, with each one of his opponents in there. Man, they're gonna act crazy this summer when after LeBron gets swept in this one right here. It ain't gonna be pretty, man.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, all right, talk to me.
Because the Rockets outplayed the Warriors. The Warriors won on talent alone, on superior talent. But the Warriors did not play Warrior ball that we saw in that 7-game series.
Okay.
They lended themselves to something I'm very disappointed in, ISO ball. KD went back to the Scott Brooks era of chucking up mid-range contested jumpers instead of letting Steph cook. It was Clay that bailed that team out in Game 6. Again, where does that happen? It was Steph in Game 7 that caught fire in that third quarter that brought that back. A signature moment, by the way, which he's lacked. Key signature moments, but that was a key one for him, I think,
Okay.
in the playoffs.
I agree.
And KD played awful. His defense was lackluster.
KD defense looks terrible.
It was terrible, which was a great part of their success in the finals last year. He got out-muscled by PJ Tucker, and I know PJ Tucker does great things, but you got to get those boards, man.
Yeah, you're 7 foot.
And that type of KD ball, this should be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I'm not so sure with the way the Warriors played.
I don't see in one scenario how the Cavaliers win a game.
Okay.
I don't see how unless LeBron's going to create everything once again. All right, that's going to happen. But this time you're going against whatever you feel about the Warriors last series. It's still the goddamn Warriors. You're still going against Steph. You're still going against Clay, one of the best two-way players in the game. KD MVP. Oh, Steph MVP as well. Just want to throw it out there in case y'all didn't know. You have Draymond Green, the ultimate Swiss utility, the Swiss Army knife, the greatest utility guy that may ever play this game. The guy does almost everything. And then you have a pretty decent bench as well too. I don't see. This is the only way I see the Cavaliers winning. If the Warriors have a very, very bad shooting night, it won't be because of the Cavaliers' defense. They just have a bad shooting night. LeBron goes for 50, 15. Cavaliers score again, 2-1, baby. LeBron goes for 50, 15, and 13. He doesn't have a stat line like that. Just some stupid stat line. And all those 15 assists, he created like about 35 to 42 points. And then you got maybe probably about another 10 points from unassisted or LeBron not scoring. That's the only way I see how they win.
Let's not forget the Cavs did win a game last year, Game 3.
Yeah, but they had Kyrie, and they played an NBA record. They put up an NBA record, 82 points in a half.
I understand. Let's not forget. Just can't just agree with you. I gotta put something out, bro.
But you know it's true.
And
this is close case, man.
And it took a KD pull-up 3-point shot over LeBron to win Game 4.
Yeah, but that was a different team, though. You said Richard Jefferson coming off the bench. You had Kyrie sitting there as well, too.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I don't. We'll see what happens.
Who is honestly the Cavaliers' second best player right now?
Well, Kevin Love will be back, right? So.
Oh my God,
Don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be disrespectful. The ghost of Kevin Love. That's what we had to call him out here.
Kevin Love, we've been balling this playoffs. Don't be disrespectful. He has played great throughout these playoffs. You
He
want to score him
played.
for last year and the year before? Go ahead. But he played very well throughout this playoffs.
He has played okay in some games, but he's not clutch for me.
He doesn't need to be clutch. Well, yeah, he
Yes, he
does.
does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I'll take that back. I'll take that back. Let me run that one back in.
Yeah, I
In a
need
fight I can't win.
unless you got someone like Jair Smith going off for like 25.
Which he'll have one game like that. Yeah, inevitably.
I don't know if he has those games in him anymore, man. When's the last time you seen
That's,
JR go off for like 15?
that's a good point. But it's Jair Smith. You know, it only takes one bucket to get him going, for better or worse.
Yeah, you need like three people guarding him like 6 feet back away from the 3-point line, and that's the ones that go in.
It just takes one bucket, man.
How would George Hill? What's he going to do
George
for
Hill
you?
played really well throughout the last series the Cavs played in.
George
Very
Hill played well at
quietly.
home. He played well at home.
Okay, he played well at home.
Yeah. It's because Brad Stevens can't win road playoff games.
That team isn't supposed to win road playoff games.
That team was okay. You can say that because they're young. Okay, I'll give you that one right there. All right, I won't argue that. We're not arguing Celtics anyway, so I'll concede that point to you. Yeah, I just don't see one way. Kyle Korver has to go off like at least 20. He's got to give you at least like 4 threes a game to keep the defense honest. He's to make 4 threes a game, at least attempt 10. Tristan's got to be big on them boards, man. He has to be. He absolutely has to be. He has to give you at least. I need from Tristan. Honestly, I need about 12 to 15 rebounds from Tristan Thompson.
Which he's done in the past against the Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. I need about 7 offensive.
Which he's done in the past.
Yeah, this is how they can win games. But
Right.
but they do all that. But the Warriors need to also have a bad shooting night.
I agree with that.
That's the only way they win a game. The Warriors
agree
are
with
going to. The Warriors having a great shooting night are not going to lose to the Cavaliers having a great shooting night.
I also agree with that.
So I don't see. I'm trying to give LeBron a game, but dude, just get yourself ready. 6 rings, 6 losses. LeBron with the Thanos picture with the 6 stones. LeBron with the crying Jordan on his face, or the crying LeBron. You can use it when you want to. Shit, maybe even use a picture of Drake on his face right there. Who knows? That may be the next crying Jordan type.
We'll see. We shall see.
Are you excited for this finals?
Not really, and that's disappointing.
Neither am I, man.
What are we gonna learn that's new? No matter what happens, LeBron is great. Okay, I already know that. The Warriors are the better team. I know that. I don't. It feels like a Fast and the Furious movie. I've watched too many of them, so I'm gonna watch this one. But I'm really not excited when I walk
exactly.
to the theater.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Like I've already seen so many of them. I might just finish the whole series out.
Yeah,
You know, they got a
Like,
few
I
new
wanna
characters in there. I'm curious how it turn out. Oh, that guy's playing in that one. Or they got that girl in there. Yeah, let me check it out. Same movie, same thing, same ending. This is sad. Is the NBA? Is this what the NBA's become? Because next year it could be the same thing.
God, that's depressing.
It
I
could
hate
be the
these
same
super
shit
teams.
next year.
I hate it
Yeah,
on both sides.
absolutely.
LeBron built a weapon, and the Warriors built a nuke.
It's just not fun, man. Should Adam Silver step in and do something about this?
Well, what can he do? Before you bring up that Chris Paul trade, as I know a lot about, let's not forget the Hornets were under the ownership of the NBA, so they could veto that trade.
Yeah.
None of these teams are under NBA ownership.
Well, not so much veto trades, but make it harder for this to happen, for MVPs to join MVPs to.
Well, here's the thing. It took a cap spike for this to happen. One, that's not going to happen ever again. We don't
A cap spike?
anyway. Right?
Not anytime soon, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was circumstance number one to happen. And number two, when you have players willing to take pay cuts, how do you manage that? How do you stop a player that?
How do
you
you
stop
do it?
David West, who had $13 million in San Antonio, opted out and took a minimum contract on the Warriors? Like, how do you stop that?
you place players in tiers. You have a panel or something like that. Place players based on their talent and stats in tiers. So this is your tier right here. Your tier will make this money. You will not go below that tier.
But
You
what
will
is
not go above that tier.
But the media isn't the one creating these contracts. It's NBA GMs. What are they to say what is or isn't valuable to a team that you should be willing to overpay for? Maybe a certain team would overpay for a three, a small forward, right?
You are right, but I'm also trying here, man. I don't know. Like
it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. We're not having that.
I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know. I'm
That's
just
my
tired.
point. There is nothing to do.
So this is it right here. We could possibly get Warriors. You realize we get Warriors Cavs until LeBron retires? There's a huge possibility. That's a possibility. You can get Warriors Cavs until LeBron decides to retire.
And we will watch the finals next year if that happens.
I've had enough, man. I've had enough. This is why I'm sitting here watching hockey right now. Because I just had enough of this shit. And not to mention Capitals for DC.
Yeah, come on now. Don't act like you sacrificing. Don't act like you sacrificing.
This man's call me left and right. Damn. So what did we learn today? Because I got
don't
nothing
fuck
else.
With Push.
When Pusha Thanos comes at you, just get out the way, man. And if you can't get out the way, I mean, you'll get snapped away to the soul stone. It is what it is. The memes, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. And Cavs Warriors 8 will be here 4 years later talking about it. About how the Cavs have lost now 5 straight finals. So that'd be wonderful.
Wait, they won in 2016?
No, I'm talking about 4 or 5 years from now.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll be back here again with the finals. There's nothing we can do. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it.
If the Warriors win this, does that 2016 3-1 deficit, does that become less and less impactful as time goes on?
Nope. Because it was LeBron James' first ring in Cleveland.
Which I think is overrated, but yeah. Okay. Kyrie deserved more love. That's another whole another pod. Kyrie deserved a lot more love for that series.
Yeah, I'd agree. I got nothing else for you with that one, man. It just pains me. I'll be watching tomorrow. I'll hit you up. I'll cry some tears.
Is it tomorrow? I didn't even know. God.
Yep, it's tomorrow, Thursday. First game.
I'll be watching.
That's a lie. All right, let's go and get out of here, man, so I can cry on the sideline for it. These cameras catch me. I can live with that. Everybody, thank you very much. See you another time. Untitled, always mastered.
On to the next one.
On to the next one. Great show, dude.
We got fair.